Hello everyone and welcome again to Damascene Cuisine. Today we're going to be making what's called Lahme Mdalaleh, which is literally translated to spoiled brat meat. I don't know why that's what it's called, but Arabs have a weird sense of humor when it comes to naming their dishes. This is a pretty simple yet very tasty meat patty, similar to like a burger patty, but it's made smaller and we eat it in like a pita pocket or just like with bread and like tomatoes or something. So I'll show you the pita pocket. It's very quick, very easy. My family traditionally only ever does it during Ramadan, but this isn't like a Ramadan exclusive dish. It's done throughout the year. So let's get started. To start, we have our ingredients. 1 pound of ground beef, 3 to 4 small potatoes. I'm using the golden potatoes, and I've already boiled them, and I've peeled 3. And I've only peeled 3 because I'm not sure that we're going to need the 4th one. We'll see how much the meat takes. And then half a tablespoon of salt and just under half a teaspoon of pepper. And then here we have a pinch of cinnamon. This isn't even like half a teaspoon of cinnamon, the brown powder, and then about half a teaspoon of paprika. And that's really only for color, so if you overdo it, it's fine. I ordered a camera stand off of Amazon and that has not come in yet, so bear with me. Anyway, so what you're going to do is take your meat and put it in a food processor. So just like chunks like this, kind of break it apart. Oh, maybe I should do it with my left hand so you can see better. Okay. Then we're going to toss in 1 potato. So just going to cut it in half to make it a little easier. And then another potato. And then we take our seasoning, our salt and pepper, and just sprinkle that. Then our cumin and paprika. Okay, and then this is an old food processor, but it's handy dandy and sturdy. All right, and then we just turn it on, kind of medium speed. Oh, should plug it in first. Okay, and then medium speed. And you might have to stop every so often and use a spatula to move things around so that everything blends evenly. Okay, my first 2 potatoes were blended. Now I'm going to add my last one, my 3rd one. I don't think I'm adding this 4th one. That's okay. If you made too many, you can eat it as a snack with some salt and cumin. Ugh, so good. Okay. Okay, and you do want to be a little careful with how much you're blending because you don't want it to get this powdery texture. So if you notice that like that meat isn't mixing for whatever reason, like only the bottom is getting blended, try to use your spatula to bring the meat from the bottom to the top and the meat from the top to the bottom. I think I blended mine for no more than like 2 to 3 minutes. This last chunk of potato just does not want to blend. Just make sure you don't see any big potato chunks. That looks just about right. Okay, this next part involves making the patties. So for that we're going to use some flour. No measurements. Just use your hands to sprinkle it over a clean surface. Don't worry y'all, I wiped down my countertop. Okay, and then you're going to take your mix, just kind of like a little ball of it, about that big, maybe half the size of your palm. And you're going to roll it around in the flour until it's evenly covered, and then you're just going to press it down. I feel like I'm doing this off center. Sorry, no camera stand. Okay, so just about that big and that thick. They're gonna be small. And I'm just going to make a few here. An optional step I forgot to mention earlier is you can totally add pine nuts to your meat mix. So after you've put everything through the food processor and before you start making these patties, just grab like a quarter cup, maybe half a cup of pine nuts and just kind of mix it in by hand. Or you can keep them on the side and add them to each ball before you press it into a patty. Okay, so I have a couple of meat patties, five meat patties made, and we are going to fry them now. Okay, welcome to my awkward little corner here. There's a wall in front of my stove, so this is the best I can do with filming. But that's okay, you guys can see, so that's all that matters. You don't have to see me. Okay, so I have a pan here, medium-sized pan on heat, somewhere between medium and high. We never want it too high. So I've put about a tablespoon of vegetable oil in my pan, and I've had it heating, so it's ready to go. We just take one of our patties, put it in the pan. Hear that nice little sizzle. I think 3 is all I'm going to comfortably fit. Now we just fry them. So it's going to take about maybe 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Done. So you want them to look a little like this, slightly browned on either side. A little overdone on that side, that's okay. Put my next batch in. And there's still plenty of oil left in my pan, so I'm not going to add any oil. As you can see, when these fried, they shrunk up a little bit, to be expected. Alright, these look about done. To make our pita pocket, of course we want some pita bread, cut in half. You can use the thicker pita bread. They're like smaller circles, but they're thicker. But I prefer the thinner with larger loaves that I just cut in half. And then the meat that we just made, some lettuce, tomatoes, parsley chopped, and lemon with the rind and everything. To make our pita pocket, we take our pita bread, open it up like that, and then we take our spoiled brat meat and just 3 to 4 of them, or however many you want, but usually about, I think 3 fit in here pretty comfortably. And then I take tomato slices like this, thinly sliced, put them in between, like that. I wish I had a better way of showing this. I don't know if that works. And then my lettuce goes in next. I like to put the lettuce between the tomatoes so that the tomatoes aren't flush against the bread, and this helps keep the bread from going soggy too quickly, since tomatoes are so watery. So I usually layer it like that. I think that's about all that would fit in there. So like that. So I take the lemons. My dad eats them this way. I know, it's weird with the rind and everything, but there's something about that bitterness of the lemon rind that actually tastes pretty nice with the sandwich. I only put 2 though, otherwise it's just too much. 2 tiny slices like that, thinly sliced. Alright, my lemon's in there. And then just some parsley at the top. And there you have it, your spoiled brat meat pita pocket.